What's up, everybody? Smith Movie X Kicks, and this is going to be the review of Body Cam coming up right after this.
We'll take it from here.
It doesn't make any sense.
They found their guys. Just leave it alone.
Look, I need you in or out.
The movie Body Cam came out yesterday on pretty much on demand or any other type of areas of outlets. I bought it off Amazon. I think you can still buy it off YouTube as well, and I hope a couple other different sites. You can't rent it. I think you can only buy it. It was like $12.99 or $14.99. I paid $12.99 for it. But basically the movie Body Cam was starring Mary J. Blige, probably one of the greatest R&B singers of our generation. The movie stars her as she is an LA cop, and basically she is coming back off of leave after being on leave for 8 months for assaulting a citizen. And in this movie, she's basically kind of readjust between getting back to active duty and the loss of her son, and her son who actually drowned in a neighbor's pool. So she's having issues dealing with being back on the force and still kind of dealing with her own personal demons. And then this incident happens. One of her colleagues are murdered viciously while she's out on patrol, and she spends the next pretty much rest of the movie trying to figure out why it is that a lot of her colleagues keep being mysteriously murdered and during while they are on active duty. And that's kind of like the premise of it. To be honest with you, I kind of didn't want to give away a lot about this movie, but it wasn't. I don't want to rip this movie, but it wasn't a great movie by any means necessary, but it wasn't an awful movie. But the thing that I didn't like about the movie was it's a horror movie, and so it's like the things that I hate about this is that I hate waiting to get to the very end of the movie so you can kind of understand kind of what the concept was about and kind of the way they executed the movie. Now, like I said, a lot of the movie was kind of with Mary J. Blige dealing with her kind of own issues as far as like losing her son and kind of getting back onto the force, because she was out the force for like 8 months for, I guess, kind of beating up one of the Samaritans for, I guess, getting her face or whatever. And so she kind of was on leave for 8 months, and then also kind of dealing with the death of her son. And you're kind of like, all right, well, and then the death of her colleagues, and they just start dying. Local cops, they just start dying, and you just kind of like, and like you see the death sometime, and it's just like really creepy. And like that's the one thing, like I don't want to rip this movie because the way they were dying, like this was a very kind of good. It's basically a horror movie, and they had those aspects of, damn, this movie is creepy as shit. Like you seen the scenes, like the death scenes. I'm like, wow, like it really, it was a couple scenes where she was in like a creepy house looking for like clues, and you kind of felt like you kind of seen the person that was trying to kill everybody. You kind of seen like you felt the tension in the house and the creepiness, and you just like, wow, like it's gonna get her or someone's gonna get her. And it had good dialogue and aspects going of that nature, but the pacing of this movie was very, very, very slow. It was only an hour and 36 minutes, but that goes to show you how it was only an hour and 36 minutes, but it felt like I was watching this movie 2 hours and 36 minutes. Like the pacing of this movie was all over the place, and you really kind of didn't get the more of the cohesive plot until like literally the very kind of like last 10 minutes of the movie, and you kind of was like understand like, oh, this is why her colleagues were dying, because this is what they did. This is who's basically doing this. And it's like, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to say. Like, it's like I wish they had basically brought it up sooner. Like, it's almost like this movie should have been like an hour 20. It's almost like it was like 15, 20 minutes extra. But like I said, it's only an hour and 36 minutes, and it wasn't a long movie, but it felt like such a long movie because the pacing wasn't on point. Like, you would go from this kind of like suspenseful, oh my god, like something's about to happen to her, to like 20 minutes of just like nothingness, and you're just kind of like I almost fell asleep a couple times. I'm just like, dude, like bring on the action or bring on the killings, and and then like I said, when you got to the end, you kind of start noticing like We got to the very end. You're like, oh, that's what happened. That's why, like, this is why why these guys died this certain way, and like everything. Like, oh, I get it. But like I said, it was the pacing that led up to the movie, to led up to the ending, that kind of was a letdown. Like, you were just kind of like, you were bored. Like, it was a boring. Like, when people weren't dying in this movie, you were bored. And sadly enough, Mary J. Blige is actually a really good actress. So it kind of sucked that she was kind of put in this role where this movie had so much potential. And that's what I hate about movies like this. Like, I don't want to rip it, but it had such great potential. Like, I thought it was like, oh, another low budget movie. It wasn't low budget. It was shot well. Everyone pretty much did a good acting job. You know, the horror scenes in this movie were pretty creepy. It's just that the pacing of this movie was kind of all over the place, and it wasn't like a cohesive like plot until like literally like the last 10 minutes. But you wasted an hour and 20 of me, like, you know, finally like, oh, I get it. And it's just, I don't know. Like I said, it was kind of overplayed. So I mean, personally, I wouldn't recommend anyone like go out and like buy this, but rent it, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mary J does a good job. If you do like horror movies, it is somewhat a good horror movie because the aspect of, you do feel that like creepiness, like, you know, that on the back of your neck, and, you know, suspense kind of going in like, you know, a couple scenes. And so, like I said, if I was to rate this movie, I probably would have given it like a 5 out of 10. You know, like I said, it's okay. I wouldn't tell one to run to go see it, but if it comes on, I wouldn't say don't watch it. So, but that's my outlook on it. Like I said, this is a quick little review on Body Cam featuring Mary J. Blige. Like I said, just drop me some comments, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this movie, if you have seen it. And then, like, leave me comments and let me know what you guys thought about this movie. Because I know, like I said, it just came out yesterday, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people haven't seen this movie just yet, because it did just come out, like, pretty much straight to, like, YouTube and Amazon and things of that nature. But as always, guys, Mr. Movie X is out. Like I said, drop me those comments. Please give me a like if you like what you saw, and please give me a subscribe. I would highly appreciate that. Until next time, guys, I will talk to you guys later.